Hey, I'm Dominique Dawson, costume designer from him.
Hey, what's up? My name is Jenny Krochmal. I'm an editor on Welcome to Wrexham. Very excited to be here today.
So, hi, my name is Alex Cote. I'm one of the co-composers for Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney+.
I'm Michael Swingler, Swingler, and I work on Life Below Zero.
What's up, you guys? My name is Chris Villian. I'm just finishing moderating the panel today, and I do lots of crazy things on the internet. You're doing great?
Yeah, happy Sunday, happy football day.
Staying warm with that sweater, I see. I like it.
Savior's merch.
That is nice. You mind if we get a look at the back of it real quick, too? Oh, it's a nice jacket. I want to pick me up one.
And it's got a insignia rubberized goat patch right here. Yeah.
So where can I find a jacket like this online? Do you guys have like an affiliated merch store?
We had the luck of, it was Rich Paul who hooked us up with this amazing company that makes the jackets for like LeBron and for all of the players. So Rich Paul collaborated with us on this film. He has a company called Fletcher Athletics, and they do all athletic apparel. And so he worked with us to design custom pieces for all of our coaching staff, our practice team, everything in the film.
Really?
So shout out to Rich Paul.
In the interview that, in the panel that you guys were in, you had mentioned the conquistador that you had worked on. As you were talking about it, I was like, oh, that explains why the close-up, when the body was dragged, because I had seen the film, and when his body was dragged out, and he looked like stone. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then getting more context about the mascots and stuff, I really enjoyed that personally. Because I'm like, these mascots, the one with the tinsel, gave me a big 70s vibe, like Saturday Night Fever. I'm like, oh, okay. What about so I think there were 4 mascots in the film, right? Three, okay. And then the third one was the goat piece. Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have like a storyboard, or like do you have like concept ideas of how you want a general idea for the direction for the costumes to go in, or is it more you have someone drawing out designs for you and then they're being submitted?
For me, this is a film which I personally love doing movies a bit more than TV, because you have your fixed script, and you can really map out exactly the journey of the character, how I want to start him off, what the trials and tribulations are that he goes through, and how that affects and impacts his costumes, and then where he ends up, right? With television, you're constantly waiting for another script, and you don't know what's going to happen in the finale, but I
the uncertainty.
But for this, I was able to really create unique vibes for each of there's different generations. There's our older character Marlon Wayans, who's like the GOAT basically, and then there's our rookie character Cam, who is played by Tyreek Withers, and he's fresh meat basically. So I really wanted to establish that difference in generations in terms of fashion, and we started there, and then once we got there, once you're on the football field, everybody's the same.
I love the outfits that I guess I call them hired guns. The guys who came in, I think it was the third day when he's doing the training, and he's like, you gotta lock in right now, if not the guy's gonna keep on getting hit in the face with the football. Their costume, their outfits, their gear look really cool. Like especially the guy who had the grill. Yes. There's some really I would like to watch football with designs in the athletes' uniforms like that.
Yeah.
Like that looks really cool.
I know. we wanted to go for the most, progressive, unique fashion, and incorporating a lot of streetwear looks into the uniforms. But those guys were so badass. They play in a lot of the local leagues that are more like traveling teams, and they were just so happy to be there. They played hard, and it was hot. We shot in New Mexico.
That's where, okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking it was like, they shoot in Arizona or like, I don't know. I was like,
It was New Mexico for Arizona.
okay.
But yeah, I remember making this bucket hat to accommodate one of the guys who had like these beautiful locks, and we wanted that like intimidation swag factor. So I was like, let's just cut the open bucket hat, like the top off.
Yeah.
And then he can still have his locks and he can have that, you know, 'cause they're out in the sun, scorching, you know, heat. So.
Were you on set like during majority of the time, like in the heat yourself, or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's that process like?
I mean, we have cooling vests, we have fans, water, Gatorade, there's always the medic. But, you know, for me, it was, we shot a lot in the desert, and we were out in no man's land, just these rural environments that are very uneven. So at one point, I tripped and I like fell in a gopher hole. And so then I had to do like probably 6 weeks in a boot. And I was like, can I get some of the therapy that all these athletes are getting? Like, they're getting like daily massages. Like,
You want a shot of blood? Just a little shot of blood will fix you up?
I'm good on the blood.
Okay.
But I was like, I don't mind if I could get an IV or like some, you know, therapy massage.
Yeah. Oh, that's 6 weeks and they didn't bother helping you? They just like, all right, we'll put a boot on.
I mean, I went to the hospital, but you know, what are you gonna do?
I have 2 questions for you. What was it? Did you see yourself getting into this field, and at what age, and what was that pivotal moment in your life where it's like, oh, maybe this is a field that I want to do, or something that I want to get into more, or have a better understanding? What was that aha moment for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think both my parents are very creative, but they're more artistic with fine art, you know, and for me, I just was born wanting to tell stories, wanting to play dress up, wanting to, you know, get together and create a new universe, you know, build a fort, you know, all those things. And so that manifested, you know, as through acting, really. And so when I went to NYU, I auditioned as an actor, but I got into a program that allowed me to study acting, directing, and design for the first year, so that you could really understand all the elements that go into making a project. And then after that, you pick a track. And so I went into the directing track, but I continued to, you know, once I graduated, I continued to do styling and editorial work, and it really just, I realized, oh, I can get on set and do costumes and be able to watch what the directors are doing. You know, like rather than having to PA, I can still have a creative voice and be exercising that muscle. And because I just love storytelling, you know. So yeah, so that was it. And I did my first project in New York, and once I got one film under my belt, I was like, okay, now I'm going back home to Cali. So, yeah.
It's interesting. I've heard in order to make it in the West Coast, you need to go to the East Coast, and in order to make it in the East Coast, you need to go to the West Coast. It's kind of like that bifurcation.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to experience something like that with culinary, because I wanted to do culinary in New York, because I've seen the scene and how it is over there. I visited New York. I loved it. I'm like, do I want to go back? I would like to go back, but I mean, I'm can't.
New York is a rough city.
I love it. Like, I was staying in Bed-Stuy, and that was at the time when I went. It was a little bit slightly more gentrified.
Yeah.
So I got a feeling for that, and then just like the fast pace, how everyone's like moving, they know where they're going, and my resting bitch face kind of helped me get by everyone too. It's like, don't bother me, leave me alone. I know where I'm going, out of my way. Don't sell me anything. I don't want. Sorry. So how is it your wardrobe is much different than everyone else's? You get to make your own outfits for yourself. often, or are you like, I have this top, what can I do with it? Let me cut the sides, let me cut the collar. Are you altering your clothes in any way constantly, or not that?
Yeah, I mean, when I go to work, I often want to be an example of the creative workings of what's going on in here, you know what I mean? So that people trust you. It's kind of like, it's weird, but it's like I'm a used car salesman. You know what I mean? Like I have these looks, I have to convince them why it's justified, why it works, So I want to be an example of that.
Okay.
But also, it's a job, so I need to be comfortable too. So fortunately, I just have access to so many, great designers, and I see so many clothes just in the store. So I've kind of been able to find like a happy middle ground, So I definitely alter stuff and make my own stuff, but like I can just express myself through I'm wearing leggings and like I love sneakers and I love sports athleisure stuff. It's just the most comfort. Yeah.
Comfort, versatile,
Yeah.
That's nice. That's right. Okay. And one last question for you. This is a bit of a controversial one. Do you eat your cereal separate, or do you pour your cereal and then milk, or milk and cereal?
It's funny because I'm not really a breakfast person. I would say I definitely drink the milk after the cereal because that's really yummy. So.
Have you ever been in that cereal paradox where you have a little bit of milk left and you end up getting the box and you pour cereal and then you're like, oh no, now my cereal's too dry, I'm gonna pour some more milk, and then it just keeps on going and going?
I know someone who struggles with that vicious cycle.
It
and
is.
Then all of a sudden the box is gone.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was lovely talking to you.
Yeah, check out him.
Yes. Now in
IMAX.
theaters.
IMAX.
We saw it in IMAX. That was great. I loved it. Exciting to speak with someone who's worked and edited on Wrexham, because I'm pretty sure with Rob McElhaney and Bryan Reynolds, have you seen any interesting or any funny stories being there during the recording of any of the show, or do you have any stories to tell that like funny stories you've seen throughout your career in the industry? Like one that really like sticks out, you get a
I mean, Bryan and Rob are obviously both actors, so they are always a fantastic interview. So it's always, you get it back, and there's always just really more than you know what to do with in there.
Okay. And how do you like traveling to locations?
I'm an editor. I don't travel.
You don't travel?
I sit in the dark 12 hours a day with my computer. No. Typically, at least in the sort of documentary and reality sphere, the editors really don't.
Okay. And what's one thing? Do you have like your favorite go-to snack and beverage while you're editing? Because I have my bowl of popcorn when I'm just sitting there in the chair. Do you have one yourself?
In the mornings, it's a giant cup of cold coffee.
Okay.
And then as the day goes on, kind of wherever the universe takes you, it might be sweet, it might be salty.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be a pile of your own tears.
Yeah. When you get the teardrops and you see them on your keyboard, you're like, it's one of those days.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't have too many of those.
Not too many.
Okay.
At least not every.
I like the advice that you gave at the very end of the segment. Can you say that again for everyone? I feel like it's something everyone should hear.
Yeah, I think that it's always important to remember you're not too good for the job. You just aren't. Even when you're working on something that you don't feel is inspiring, you feel like it's going nowhere, you always have to show up and give your best. And you always have to take away an opportunity to learn. You never know who you're going to meet, what new skill you're going to pick up. And showing up with a bad attitude or feeling like you're above whatever you're doing, that's one, you're going to get a bad reputation. But you're going to miss so many opportunities to learn that way.
Very, very true. Very true. For the editing for you becoming an editor, what was that one moment that you had in your life where it's like, oh, I would like to jump into this field? Was it like an extra course you had taken in college? Was it something that, because for me, I like watching the bonus features on DVDs back in the day, and it's like I see the interviews and the behind the scenes. Like I like what they're doing more than what I'm seeing on the screen. What was your like aha moment that like, oh, this is something that I would like to do myself?
So I went to USC Film School, and I went to the production program, and when I first went in, I was sort of open to different fields. So it was a couple of different things. You know, I sat down at an Avid, and I found that I just really enjoyed that process of digging into the footage, pulling out the story, and really giving it time to shine. And I also figured out I really don't enjoy being on set.
Too loud. Dealing with everyone, you want to be in your room. Yeah. My wife is kind of like that. What's like one hurdle that you had to overcome in the editing process? Like when you were learning to first starting off editing, was there like something that was just like hard to overcome or kind of challenging, and now you just completely mastered it?
I would say that this is almost kind of an ongoing thing.
Okay.
I have this notebook, and on the front of it it says the best way to finish anything is simply to begin. And you can at times become paralyzed by choice when you're editing. You can see so many different ways you can go. Some things it's really obvious, you know, you just follow a direct pattern. But especially when you have a big package, you can kind of see all these possibilities, and ultimately you have to make a choice. You have to start, and as you continue down, you can refine, you can change the direction you're going. Sometimes that happens. But it is, learning to trust your instincts and learning to let go of the fear that you're not going to make the right choice up top. Sometimes you won't, and that's okay. So it's just get started. Just start.
Procrastination. That's one thing for me. Like when I start editing, I'm like, oh, it's only an hour 40. It takes me like 5 hours. I need to get up, walk around sometimes.
That happens. Yeah.
Having ADHD and editing is that's my hurdle.
Yeah.
It's like finding that focus to just knock it out.
Yeah.
What do you do to help make you focus and just knock out projects? Like it's crunch time. Do you have like a process yourself?
Turn off extraneous internet.
Okay.
Put the phone down, put the laptop away. Obviously we're entirely remote, so you can't turn the Wi-Fi on entirely.
Because the Premiere's gonna act weird sometimes.
Yeah, we're on Avid, but so you have to have the Wi-Fi. But turn off the extraneous distractions in particular. If you're remote like I am, you've got noise going on in the background, kid, dog, whatever, gardeners. Get the headphones on. Really lock into it. It's just killing the distractions, killing the availability for procrastination.
I should do that more. That's good advice. I'm gonna take personally. So is there a certain project that you like, your own dream project? Like, I would love to eventually do this, or maybe you've already done it. If you had an editing something that you've edited in a series or a movie that just really is a good portion of yourself because you've poured so much of your time, energy, who you are as an individual into that project. Have you already done it, or is there something that you would like to do that you could do that with?
I do think I put a lot of my own perspective into Wrexham.
Okay.
In season 3 in particular, I was the only female editor on staff. Last season, we did bring on one female editor about in the last third, but I think that does at times give me a perspective that might not be present. And I don't in any way mean to take away from my fellow editors because they're fantastic. Everyone on that team is fantastic. But I'm always reaching for kind of the next challenge, and some projects they do sort of sit with you more comfortably and some don't. But a lot of times the projects that are comfortable for you really can bring you a lot of experience and knowledge.
So, do you have any any pet peeves with editing programs that you just wish they could do away with or like streamline? Because like sometimes there's things like in theory it sounds easy, but then there's so many steps in between to achieve that one little thing. Or at least I've encountered that myself. I'm like, it shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to make an animation like kind of just move across the screen. How do I do that? It's taking me days to figure it out.
I mean, I think the immediate answer is always going to be add a title tool. Sorry. It's terrible.
Hot take? Is this a hot take?
No, it's not a hot take. We all know. That's the obvious answer. From a more creative perspective, you know, a lot of times in this process, you end up kind of making a big circle around where you started, and occasionally that can be very frustrating.
And this is a bit of a controversial question now. Toilet paper, do you hang it over or do you put it under? Over? Okay, I had someone else say earlier, over. Well, are you not scared of that little spider that could be hiding behind it?
What's sociopath said under? I need to know.
No, they said over. They said over as well, like they hang it over. That little spider, you're not scared of it? You're not scared of spiders?
I mean, you know, if we lived in Australia, I might be a little more scared of spiders.
I'm glad we don't live in Australia. Nothing wrong with Australia, but man, your guys' spider problems.
You just gotta be more aware.
Yeah, you gotta
be ready.
Yeah. Check your boots.
Yeah.
Check the dryer. Check your pants. No. But thank you so much for your time today. It was nice meeting you as well. I really enjoyed the conversation. And if you would like to sign us out for this one,
it's Jenny Krochmal saying bye.
How did we get here? How did we?
It's a long journey. Which part? How did we get where?
Where did you have that that epiphany moment where you wanted to write, conduct, work on music for the entertainment industry? Sure. Was it something that you like? Was it you watching shows as a child, or a specific movie, or you just kind of had an ear for it? What was that moment that set you on this path?
I feel like the big one for me would be, I think it's a classic, like the Lord of the Rings movies.
Okay.
I feel like that's where I fell in love with like fantasy and like all these worlds. I was such like into Legos as a kid and building all my own like worlds there. And then somewhere I've been doing music, just like violin, piano as like a child, and then suddenly like this huge movie, and then I'm like in tears because like the music's bringing me to this emotional place, and sort of something clicked there of like, oh, someone does this. And then it just became a slow unraveling, and at some point you're like, yeah, I think I'll just give it a go. And auditioned for college, and just through a sense of, yes, I can do it. And you take each next step, college, move out to Los Angeles, go find the next thing, and then it slowly snowballs, and here we are.
Interesting. Do you have a very specific movie soundtrack that you like, movie score that you like to listen to? I like to listen to movie scores,
sure,
like, just because they're very thematic, and the orchestra. Do you have a movie soundtrack that you like to listen to? Like,
there's tons, right?
Yeah,
like, we can probably go off on a bunch. Let's see. Recently, so obviously Lord of the Rings I will go back to all the time. Recently, I've been going back to The Hunger Games by James Newton Howard. Okay, who I think did a really excellent score and crafting some amazing sounds, and I think the orchestral work is stunning. So shout out to him. Great work. Hell yeah.
Are you a fan of Warhammer 40K?
Not enough to be. This is not a nerd area I've dived into yet.
Okay. I asked because I recently have been playing Space Marine 2.
Yeah.
And a lot of the music that they have in there, it's very dark, very gothic. And
sounds awesome.
Is there a certain kind of style when you're making music that you tend to like gravitate towards, like in the whimsical sense, like with the wind chimes, or do you like the very deep booming, like bass drums hitting? Is there like a certain sound or note that you just like that's my brand, that's me, and I always kind of need to like find a way to sneak it in.
Sure. I mean, we got a lot of wind chimes on Percy season 2. Pretty excited about it. We're getting some nice whimsy in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I personally am I default to whimsy. I think I like the grand thing. I mean, like the things I mentioned that sort of inspired me are very like they're grand tales, really about like humanity, but they're sort of dressed in this big fantastical world, and so
I'm coming down with the eagles, and it's just that.
It's something really bigger than yourself. So I think I tend to go for something that like feels, I don't love the word epic, but just like big, broad. Like that's
epic. You want epic?
That's what excites me.
Yeah.
But I am really excited about the bells we're getting. Gonna be great. So,
do you kind of like have a view of the instruments or anything in the studio that they're going to be getting ahead of time? Like, do you request, or how does that work when making music in the studio for the scene? So they record the scenes first,
yes.
Or do you guys already have like a storyboard? It's like, we want this to happen, so that way on your end you kind of already have an idea of where to start, or like a starting point.
So by the time we're doing music for Percy, they've shot the show already, and so we're getting an edit from the picture editor.
Okay.
And the team does a spotting session where we sort of look at the whole episode, and it's like, okay, where do you want music, and how do you want the music to work in that moment? And so we get like a roadmap from that process, and that's when we sort of dive in and begin the work of like, let's craft the score to the story at this point.
Okay.
But I guess to answer your question, it's like we have the fortune of recording strings and some brass and woodwinds every episode, so that's always part of our palette, and then we're embellishing on that with percussion, drums, some soloists as we need. So it's a really big ensemble that's sort of centered around orchestra.
Interesting. Do you have any specific do you have any artists that you like to listen to on your downtime that you can kind of like pull some inspiration from too?
I'm sure there are many. Artists makes me think of like non-composers. So I have like a very interesting. So if I'm not doing the big orchestral thing, I tend to find myself going for the harder alt rock, or even like
Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, I guess Nine Inch Nails, of course, a classic. I really like Deadmau5 as well. To go a different direction. I think he does a really excellent job of the way he does sound is, I think, very cinematic, and so I find it really appealing. There's a really cool artist named Saint Mesa that's much lesser known, but I really resonates with me, his work. So
I feel like I've heard of Saint Mesa.
It's really cool stuff.
I'm not just saying that just to say it. Like
check it out.
This name is like ringing a bell. I think I have it in my YouTube music. Do you like any psychedelic, acid rock, or any foreign music, like music from Japan or anything like that?
Totally. I mean, I grew up playing tons of Japanese games as a kid, so I've got all that floats around.
Final Fantasy Tactics?
A classic, of course. Yeah.
Are you going to replay that? Just re-release on the PlayStation?
If I have time.
I want to try and find time. I want to replay that one. I liked playing that one as a kid. Any other fantasy games that you like playing as a child?
As a kid?
Yeah, or even,
currently I'm going through Ghost of Tsushima, so
nice.
I'm catching up. I'm 4 years behind.
So you haven't played it before?
That was my first time.
Oh, awesome! It's great. It's so cinematic.
So cool.
Like the opening, the beginning when you're riding on the beach.
It's awesome.
I'm excited for the sequel. I want to know how that's going to be separate.
Well, I haven't finished it, so no spoilers.
Oh, no,
I gotta go through the whole thing.
No, don't worry. Baldur's Gate 3, have you played that?
I have. I feel like I'm very bad at it, and I need someone who's better than me to help me understand how to play the game properly. You want to help me out? You seem like you're good at it.
I would love to. I'll be a monk. I'll be supporting you. You do all the dialogue. You experience the game, and I'll just make sure you get from point A to point B.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I'll be your ferryman.
Okay, we'll love that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you play on Steam or?
I got it on PS5 right now.
PS5?
Okay, yeah,
I'll get your information after.
Sweet.
Bryan, you got to be playing Baldur's Gate. You're doing it wrong, bud. I'm sorry. You got to get on now. Come on. So, one last question. This is a bit of a controversial one.
Oh boy.
Do you hang your toilet paper over, or do you let it go against the wall?
Oh, very important. So, I don't know if I personally care, but my wife feels very strongly, so it's got to go
draped over.
Yeah, not against the wall. She will scream at me. I'll hear it. So
okay, three for three so
three
far.
for three.
Yeah, we're doing good. We don't need to out anyone yet. No, we're not gonna be outing anyone. Oh, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I've been great talking to you. Would you like to sign us out?
What do you want me to say?
Who you are, any plugins, anything that you want to be promoting later on in the future?
Okay, so my name is Alex Cote. Season 2 of Percy Jackson is coming this December. We're really proud of the music that we've written so far. I'm so excited for fans to hear it. I think that's the most exciting thing on the horizon right now. So awesome, stoked for it to be released.
Thank you for your time. Thank you so much for today. I hope you have a great rest of the convention.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Like, is that normally a thing that you want to invoke a feeling from people? Like when you're editing, like is that like a mindset you kind of put in, like what can I do to portray these people in their setting so that way people can also like empathize with them as well?
Yeah, I mean honestly that's like my main objective.
Yeah.
Because like why I even got into this is all about emotion. It's all about making the audience feel something. Period. And that's why like and it's not just it's the character, right? And it's like, as I said, you want them to be able to relate to the character, because if you're relating to the character, then whatever it is that they're doing outside, right, it might be something that you'll never do, and you're living vicariously through them, right? And but you relate to the character that's doing it, and that way, as I said before, it's like that's gives you this sort of like empowerment of like, maybe I can overcome those obstacles. Maybe I can do this thing that these characters are. So yeah, it's like extremely important to draw your audience and make them feel everything that the characters are feeling, whether it's like sadness or happiness. It's all.
How much time have you like put into? I'll just phrase it this way: a bit for the show that just ends up getting cut, and it's like, oh man, I spent like I spent so much time and like research, because like when I have to edit, it's like the joke is gonna land for like 3 seconds, but I'm already spending half an hour or like close to an hour just trying to find the perfect pieces to make it land really well. And I'm like, all right, cool. Oh, we're not gonna use it. All right. That. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. But all right, cool. Yeah. Like, have you had that happen to you before?
All the time. All the time.
Yeah.
And it's not just like a bit, like a joke. It could be anything. It could be a moment where like, you know, I remember there was a sequence where, you know, one of the characters was literally flying a plane to his cabin in the middle of nowhere, and they had a camera crew on the bottom, down on the ground, waiting for him, and he did this perfect flyby right over the camera. And I added the music, and I spent so much time finding that perfect cue, and cutting it just right, so that when you saw it, you were like, as I said before, it's like I feel like I'm watching a full-on feature-length film. And then we screened it, and they were like, "That's great. We need to cut it."
Was it like restraints on time, or was it like there's no like transitions for that segment or anything like that? But like, what boiled down to them like wanting to cut that? You know, I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time when something gets cut, it's time.
It's time.
Yeah, because you know, there's, as we said before, there's so much footage that you're going through.
Yeah.
And then you need to be able to cut it down to 44 minutes. That's an hour-long show. Commercials, it's an hour.
Yes.
And you have to cut it down. So the priority is always the story, right? And then how character has an objective, they need to accomplish that objective, and then they run into these obstacles along the way. That is like your main thing. Everything else is fluff, right?
Yeah.
But you need to leave some of that in there, because if you don't, then it's just sort of a hollow character. So I don't know, like you're talking about like, I'm talking about like one scene, but usually what I do is you put in 10 of those. You know you're gonna get maybe half of them.
At least half is better than none,
Right.
or like one. What drove you to want to get into the field of editing and production, like getting into the film industry? What was like a pivotal moment in your life where you can kind of look back and like, that conversation that I had with an individual, or I saw something on the TV, or I was reading something and evoked that feeling like, yeah, you know, maybe this is something that I want to get into later on in life and try it out myself?
It's kind of a funny story, because I used to be a software developer.
Oh, okay.
So I was a software developer up in Silicon Valley, Northern California, and that's what I did. That was my degree, right? But I love movies, obviously, like most people, but I was just writing code all the time, and I realized that there was no creativity in it. I had this creative bone that I needed to satisfy. So I was going to do anything. I went to a community college, and I looked at the catalog, and I was like, I'll do oil painting. I'll do sculpting. Like, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
And I saw Filmmaking 101, and I said, I love movies. I love telling stories. So I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah.
And I did it. I took the class, and I loved it. I loved it right from the start. Like telling the stories, casting the actors, and writing the script, all of that. And I loved everything about it. And I just said, that's it. I'm gonna apply to USC Film School. But it could have been any film school. I'm just gonna apply to a big film school, and if I get in, I'm changing my life. And I got in. So I'm here right now talking to you guys.
Question for a programmer.
Yeah.
Tabs or space?
I was space.
You were space.
I was space.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can think of a handful of crazy things. You know, juggling flaming knives on a unicycle over a tightrope.
I stood in front of somebody while I did something similar.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
Terrifying.
Terrifying?
Yeah.
Just like viewing it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Were they that close?
They were pretty much just both.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, were they okay?
They're great.
They're great. They're great. Okay. We don't need to worry about that. We don't need to dig deeper into that. So, can you give me a quick rundown of some of the things that you've done that you feel was like a very big challenge, but then when you overcame them, you felt even stronger and you knew, like, you know what, I can do even more?
Ooh, project-wise or life-wise?
You want to do one project and one life?
Okay. Let's see. Project-wise, not too long ago, I did a project called Freak Show, and Freak Show was a debut music single for myself, and it was something where I wrote a song, I directed the video, I costumed the video, anything that you saw in this video, I either did myself or consulted somebody to do for me. It turned out incredible. I'm very proud of it, but it was quite a bit of a task, I think, managing all those different jobs.
Yeah. So you bared the brunt of all the work and stuff, but was that like a creative choice that you just didn't want to compromise your own vision for what it is that you have, or was it just more like, I know how to do it myself, I'll reach out?
It was a bit of a combination of both.
Okay.
I think there was some stuff that I was like, I know how to do this, I'm just going to do it myself. But there's also a task of, I find sometimes difficult plugging somebody into your brain and having them see the vision, if you will.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm like, I guess I'm just going to do it myself. You know?
But yeah, that was Freak Show.
Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna title card right here. We're gonna be adding the link so that way people can check that out.
All right. Thank you.
So, and that one was your career or personal right there?
That would have been career for sure.
Okay, and now personal.
Personal.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a little more tough, I think. I don't know. I think we're gonna get deep, I guess. I think losing family members is tough. I recently lost an uncle, and it's obviously like difficult time for family, difficult time for friends. But it was, I think, as an adult, the first time where I was losing a family member, where it was like, I don't know how to explain it, like a little more existential, where it's like, I'm never gonna say that.
I mean, coming to terms with those thoughts and have that feeling.
Yeah, I think
Me personally, I felt that as well.
right. Yeah. It's like, I think the coming of terms to like mortality and like how finite life is and that sort of thing.
When they were here in the next, it's like, I can't just go over next door and pop in and say hi. You know, it's dealing with that. That is a big room. I feel that is a room. Yes.
So, what are some of your favorite movies that you've seen this year? This year,
And we can even go back like November.
Oh, I got some.
Go back-
I got
yeah?
some. I got
Okay.
some. Completely, fully blindsided by The Long Walk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was walking into.
I wept.
If that movie does not win every award, it's such a good movie.
It really is.
It's also, it's like on paper so simple, but they did it so beautifully. That's up there.
I'm telling people that it's kind of a cross between Stand By Me and Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
With the camaraderie, the brotherhood,
Right.
and then, you know, that coming of age story in a way just from them walking. Yeah.
Watch it.
Please,
Watch it.
Please watch it.
What's another one of my favorites? K-pop Demon Hunter.
Oh my God! Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Let's go.
Did you hear that we're gonna be getting a second and a third film?
I heard
And
we're getting a
possibly
second,
live
third, and
action.
a live action,
Yeah.
which I'm like, I don't know how I feel about all of that, but that's fine. That's fine for now. I love the first one.
Sony messed up. I will be honest.
They
Sony
fumbled the bag.
They did. The fact that it was in weekend for a sing-along for one weekend and it made like what 15.
It was
million?
top of the box office.
Yeah. What's your favorite song from K-pop Demon Hunters? Like the one that you're just like jamming out in the car too. That one.
All that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then last one. Last
The
movie.
last movie that I don't know. None are immediately coming to my brain, so
Okay.
it may just be those two.
Yeah,
And
honestly.
the third one was not good. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Moving on. So, for you in your life, what was that aha moment that you had that you kind of put your foot in the ground, like this is a career, this is a kind of field that I want to be in? Was it a conversation you had with somebody? Was it you watching something on the TV or going to see a movie that just kind of really motivated you?
Right.
You know what? Do you know what that was?
Yeah. I started my professional acting and singing career at the same relative time that I started doing social media as a profession. And I say profession because I wasn't utilizing it fully at the time.
Okay.
I had a video come out, I'm rolling my eyes because was I in a mermaid tail on a beach singing Part of Your World? Yes. Irrelevant. The point is that it was a video that I put out that went very viral. And it was the first time that I kind of looked at social media as one, could this be a profession? Two, I really need to start looking at what I post more carefully because any of these, not that it's it was just a silly video, but it was being viewed by a lot of very professional outlets in the Broadway community and in the performing community. So I was like, let's just focus a little bit more next time, on what we put out in the world.
You probably made a good standing long impression. And they're like, okay, this person is not scared to go out there and really put themselves on the spot.
And that was the takeaway. That was the takeaway.
That's the takeaway. Yeah.
But yeah, and then I think after that, I really started looking at not only my professional, I guess, industry side career, but more so, or as well as my social media career, as like really pursuing it, doing it, because I saw the reach and the potential in it.
Okay. Are you planning any projects, anything big that you want to like? What's the next big project that you want to do next?
I'm just wrapping one up. Okay. I'm working on a show pitch that has kind of been finished, and I can't really talk about it.
Spoilers.
Right. But we're shopping it around right now, so I'm really excited about that. And I think the next thing I'm working on is a live stage one-man show. Yeah. Still in the works. Still in the works. But it's like, it's cooking, it's simmering.
Yeah.
It's something that I think I'm a little intimidated by the workload right now, but I think that's going to be the next one.
Yeah? Okay. And one last question for you. This is a bit of a controversial one. Do you hang your toilet paper over?
Oh, it's the back way.
Ooh. It's our first one, folks.
No,
You're the first one.
I'm going to see what's up.
No.
Thank you. This is great.
This is great. We have a lot to unpack now. I have 20 other questions
I have
spanning
questions.
from that one
I have
answer.
questions. Okay, so wait, it's not hanging in the front, it's on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the way I want it.
But haven't you ever, like, in the dark, tried reaching for it and you just, like, mush your fingers into the wall? Or, I guess I just have really bad depth perception, because, like, when I've tried reaching
Why are
for
we
it,
reaching for toilet paper in the dark?
I'm too tired to turn on the light. I
Right.
don't want to hurt my eyes.
Right. That's fair. That's fair.
I'm a private pooper. Leave me alone.
Wow. That is a controversial question.
A bit. That or the, do you put your cereal first and then milk, or do you put your milk then cereal?
If you put milk first, you need to be institutionalized, I feel. That's crazy.
Yeah. Are you a fan of cereal? Is it like a dessert for you, or more like a meal, like a snack?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I get it stuck in that paradox where it's like I have cereal, milk, and then now I just have milk, and then I add more.
Oh, right. But you do
It's a vicious cycle.
cereal first.
I do cereal first.
Thank God. Do you do cereal first? Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're watching this and you do milk first, seek help.
Please. We'll have 1-800 help me.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you today. Oh my
too,
God,
man.
thank you so much.
Of course.
Would you like to sign us out?
I love you guys so much. We love you guys so much, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.